Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. Happy Tuesday. It is Loom Knitting Tuesday. Yes, it is. And you have waited all week for this day, I am sure. If you're a loom knitter, you did. So I am here live this morning, just sitting here, just enjoying the sweater weather. It's sweater weather. Yes, it is. Is it sweater weather where you are? Did y'all see my little post that I forwarded, that old SNL skit with the ladies? It's a good day because it's sweater weather day. So I'm wearing my sweater and I got wet hair, y'all. You see my wet hair tucked underneath this little hat here? This is my hair day hat when I actually I just love this hat anyway. It's a felt hat and I wish I knew how to make one. Is it 50 degrees there, Rachel? Good morning. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Bridget. You're my first comment of the day. It's sweater weather. Sweater weather. Sweater weather. You need like another person when you do that. Y'all, I don't know what my deal is. Good morning, sunshine. Oh, thanks for the coffee, Ellie. I'm going to have to drink my invisible cup. I did not make coffee. What is wrong with me? I should have started the broadcast late and made coffee, y'all. I sat down, I pushed the go button, I went, oh, snap. I don't have it. Not that I say snap, but anyway. Claire says it's negative 2 degrees Celsius in Sweden this morning. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is sweater weather. That's more than sweater weather. That's like get inside. Get inside, honey. Get inside in Sweden. Just cuddle up and knit. That's what I say. Good morning, Bridget. She says, I so busted out laughing when you saw the sweater weather post. Yeah, I love me some good SNL sweater weather. I love when they bring it full circle to knitty stuff so we can share. Take us with you and make some coffee. I don't know. I'm not sure I can actually manage doing that. Like, I won't have a tripod, like the way my tripod's set up. And I have this one that I could take, like, you know, mobily, except for my phone does not fit in this thing anymore. And it would just like bust out. I guess I could if I got desperate, huh? So you're inviting me. You want to take a tour, see what kind of dirty dishes we have in there? I have no idea. I think I still have cups set out. We had knit night last night. My bangs. I'm having a bangs moment, y'all. I'm looking at myself doing the whole, and I'm like, no, then it doesn't look good. You know, like, do you ever sit there in the mirror and you're just like, oh, that one bang, and you know by the time you get home it's gonna be all jacked up. What, let's see. Good morning, Daleona. Oh, look at all those coffees from Ellie. Bridget. Let's see. Stephanie, good morning. Only problem is it starts at 61 and then gets to 90 during the day. We're close enough. I know you have the same weather. Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's sweater weather for a moment. That's why it's nice to dress in, like, okay, so here's one of my secrets. I wear like this, like I have this black top that I love, 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 because it's like a lycra, like it's a 3/4 sleeve. Wear it with anything, black top, right? You have your basic blacks. You know, as you get older, you're like, keep the basics, right? And then I have this sweater that this is a Lane Bryant sweater, and I've gotten more compliments on it. I probably should like figure out how to make it myself. It's machine knit, but I love it. Lots of yarn overs. It's like a fine lacy weight. And anyway, but I just throw it on top, and then so when the weather gets crazy, as it does in Texas, I just bust it off, and then I can just wear it. Usually I'm wearing like a black column look, which if you don't know what that is, you're wearing pants, like long pants. Actually, I've got like some gaucho, like shorter pants on today, but like if you wear black pants and a black top, and then you can wear like a full on color, like blouse over it, or shawl or cardigan or whatever. And then so the column look is more, it makes you look skinnier, I guess. But I don't know. I learned that from a fashionista a long time ago. She had someone come by. She was actually my boss. She she had like custom clothes made for her. She could like, she had somebody come and like bring her outfits to work, like, and that like pick them out directly for her. And then she could like comb through them and be like, okay, I'm keeping these. And like, yeah, no, I can't have your own person to dress you. That just doesn't, I can't afford that kind of thing. That would be nice, but, notice I said she was my boss, not me. Hello, Asim. I'm not sure. And you're in Turkey? Am I reading that correct? Susan, good morning. Patty, good morning. Patty, I've got your note here. You had won one of the little things. So I've got your note right here and I'm writing it. I gotta go out to the post office and mail all these. Hello in Istanbul, Rivka. Nice to meet you. Ada says, tell Dad to make coffee. Yeah, my father-in-law, he's not feeling so well. He's upstairs. And usually he will, excuse me, man, see all that stray hair? God, y'all, it's bugging me. He is not feeling very well, so he needs your prayers, but he's just kind of yuck today. So anyway, normally he gets up and makes it while I'm taking the kids to school, and then I come home and I'm like, coffee, and I put my creamer in, and it's like, so good. So good. Joanne Gay. Joanne is in my news this morning. Listen up, y'all. Joanne, we're going to need a link from you on your sweater. Sorry, I mean on your skirt. I'm sorry. I was reading comments. Hello in Antalya. I thought you said Turkey earlier. Are you the same person? You like the hat, Susan? I got this in Granbury, Texas. And it's actually, okay, see how it's all funky like here? Yeah, that looks like I did it on purpose. It's not. It's because it got squished in the car. It's my car hat. I really would like it to not do that, but sometimes I kind of like it. But it's basically, it's all felt, and then there's like they stitched it around the perimeter and just kind of stitched it in 3 places. And then this has like a lightweight boning kind of thing in it. And then this little flower that's like sewn together and stitched. Anyway, looks really cute. I love it. It was such a good buy. I think I got it for $35 or $40 at the downtown Granbury. So it was really nice. Joanne, yes, her pattern is on Ravelry this morning. Woohoo! I already bought her pattern. $5 is a bargain, y'all. It's a 13-page ebook, and you can customize her twirly skirt that we've been talking about for the last several weeks. You can customize it to size. It's in sizes 3, 4, and 5T for kids, but then she has a whole worksheet in there on how to make it customizable. So she made it for her teenage daughter, and you can make it in any size. And so I suggest that you get it and print it off and have that in your stuff. Put it on in a sheet, and then get one of those dry erase markers and do your math, and then write it down, and then maybe like make another copy and print out whatever size you did, and then keep like your copies, and then you know what size that was. What do you think, Joanne? You think that's a good little tip for your pattern there, girl? I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I want to. I know my middle daughter would appreciate it. So yeah, the pattern name. Tell me the pattern name. I haven't scrolled up yet. I look cute in hats. Aw, thank you, Patty. Good morning, Sue. Hugs to Dad. Yes, Ellie. You wish you were a hat person? Well, you make cute hats. Maybe if you make a hat and make a pattern and you send it to me, then I'll just plug your thing, and then I'll have more hats to wear, because I like to wear hats. I'm a hat girl. You love that tip, Joanne? Yeah. Just get if I had my supplies, just get one of those little sleeves, just throw it inside. And then, once you know your numbers, don't erase them. You could even like take them and like go photocopy it with the number on there if you wanted to. But I mean, you could always print another copy and then write it in, right? or like, because it's a PDF, if you have on your computer where you can like add in stuff to a PDF, you know, you can like plug it in, write it in, and then when you print it, write what size that was. Like put your measurements on there and stuff. That's what I would do if I were super organized. All my stuff is in my brain. I wish I could get it down on paper. Carol scolds me. Okay, good morning. I have done a big, long good morning, hi, how are you, dills. Okay, so number one thing was not the number one thing I was going to do, but because Joanne hopped on, she got her little plug there. I love it. Joanne not paying me for this. I actually paid for her pattern. I think it was $5. Yeah, $5 for $5.50 on Ravelry this morning. And I was going to look up the pattern name, and now I'm like, where's her pattern name? But if you are on Ravelry.com, go and look up Joanne Gay Morning Glory Skirt Collection. That's it. Morning Glory Skirt Collection. Check her out. So Morning Glory skirt, and it's a whole collection because you can customize it. So I'm reading her thing now. It says the design began as a toddler skirt and grew to be so much more. The new Morning Glory skirt collection includes the original toddler skirt pattern in sizes 3T to 5T and a new customized size pattern with an online interactive worksheet that guides you through loom knitting, one in any size. So I wish I had like a teleprompt, you know, like that would be cool. Stephanie says I import my patterns into OneNote and you can edit them there as well as have them on any device. I think Microsoft made it free now. Oh, great tip, Stephanie. Thanks. Everybody, check out OneNote. Awesomeness. Okay, so I'm going to hold this book up and it's going to be totally flipped. Boom. So I know it's like totally in reverse for you, but that's okay. This is the book I just did something on last night. I did the review and there's a giveaway at the end. And I got to tell you, people are getting in those comments for the, for winning. Please be sure. And before you comment, you know, just go ahead and watch the review. So you know what it's all about. I'm itching to tell you more on live on here, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you because I want you to go ahead and watch the video and then be sure and enter. But a spoiler alert, I enjoy the book. So this is from Kathy Norris. Thank you again to Kathy. She did send this to me. What I didn't mention in the video, I don't like to mention pricing very much in the video because it always changes. But basically, it's a $10 book, like $10 US. Depending upon where you get it, you may or may not have a discount at the time that I say this. So, yeah, you can get this at Leisure Arts. And I think you can get it on Amazon. Yes, because I have a link to it on Amazon store, which might actually have a discount right now. So, yeah, it's 60 stitch patterns for $10. I mean, come on. That's a deal. Such a deal. Such a deal in my sweater weather. My sweater weather. You can make a sweater with this. You can make a sweater weather. All right. More news. So we have book, Joanne's pattern, and the Bernat Stitch Along. The Bernat Stitch Along. I am hiding mine over there because I didn't grab it. Because it's over on the table waiting over there. Just all nice and spread out. And if you saw in your inbox this morning, if you are on my newsletter, you saw that the blog is up. And if you check out the blog, it's there. So it's in your inbox as the full article, and you can see that. Or you can clicky Ricky on that and go to the blog. And you guys, did you know that you can give me hearts on my blog? I never really tell people about this, and it's a feature that I love and I put in there. And I wish when I had him create it that he put the hearts at the top because it's at the very, very, very bottom. And I'm like, if y'all read an article of mine or someone else who posts on our blog, will you take a special moment and hit that little heart button if you enjoy it? It's a little heart down at the bottom, you know, where you can like share a post and that kind of thing, but it's hiding. And the way my web guy did it, it's like you don't see it. So anyway, but the heart is like, it's not a popularity contest, but what it does is it lets me know if like you actually enjoyed it, you know. That's what I intended it to be anyway. They Thanks for the hearts here. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, so when you click on the link to the blog, then you will see the pictures for the Bernat Stitch Along. It is on needles, and I have been trying to figure out. I've got to work up a sample on my Kiss Loom. This is the dragon, and the Komodo has 80 pegs, which would get you what your cast on is for the Bernat Stitch Along for knitting. You can follow the pattern. You need to reverse the rows, not reverse the rows, but basically knit the knits and purl. I mean, purl the knits and knit the purls on all the even rows, or look at the chart. But I am privy to information, and you do have to increase for week 2. And so you're going to need 104 pegs. Enter me trying to do this. This is a small gauge loom from Kiss with 7 washers. Now I did a sample, just a quick gauge swatch, wow, I can't talk. A quick gauge swatch on this with the 7 washers on the Kiss Loom. This is a small gauge. This is a SG with 7 washers. And it was fine. But what scares me a little bit is how squished it would get. So I need to actually like take the blanket I already have going and like kind of shove it up in here and like see what it would look like. Because the one I have going is on circulars. And so anyway, so that's that. And I have a loom for it, and I could totally try it. But I'm thinking that this is going to be easier. And you just use one strand of the Bernat blanket yarn. But this is the dragon loom from Kiss. Don't let all these things scare you. It's actually a way that you can kind of weave the yarn around, wrapping your loom without e-wrapping. And then it makes like perfect, beautiful stitches. So, but this doesn't have enough pegs on it. This is a 40 or 42 peg loom. And so I've got to get some ends on here to get it to 7, to the 80 to get the Komodo. But Kelly does some custom stuff. And so I need to, I need to contact her and see about maybe getting a custom special thing. So if anybody, Joanne, decides to do the Bernat Stitch Along on the loom, I would love to have kind of an offline chat with you. Maybe we can, So if you decide to, and you're a Kiss girl or guy, Calvin, if you're on here, let's talk. But anyway, if you're a Kiss person, let's chat about this. Let's see if we can get loom knitters a way to switch around. Now, if you see, well, you can't see it. One of my little hoops is gone back here. I have a Cindy wood, and it's a 1/2 inch. And 1/2 inch is really a little bit small. You're supposed to do a large gauge loom and not a regular gauge loom. And so, because we're trying to match a size US 11 needle. And so I think the Komodo or Dragon loom is going to be more appropriate. So, Bridget says, I need more looms. Shelly, hi. They look intimidating, Melissa. Yeah, I mean, you have to, yeah, I need to make some videos on it. I've really waited, honestly, because when Kelly took over the business from Cliff, she had a big, kind of hump to get over. And, I've seen what at least the view count on my videos are. And whenever, I noticed like kind of trends of people buying something, like there's on my S Loom video, I haven't looked at it in a long while, but it was like 60,000 views on that S Loom, and everybody started buying them. And so I kind of feel like if I send them to Kelly, it'll go like kind of haywire. What I'll be saying to people though, when they do it, is I want to make sure that whatever I'm promoting is not something customized. I have talked about the dragon because it's not, but she does customize. I just don't like when she gets abused, because I hear some backstories when it's really hard on her. When just someone wants every single thing custom, cause it's handmade, it's not, and you're waiting on a really nice product. You don't want to have something that's cheaply made. So that's what that's all about. Kiss looms are adjustable gauge looms. The Dragon is the exception, and the Komodo and the Hatchling, they're all like this large gauge loom. And they're the exception because they're adjustable in peg count, but not in gauge size. So when I say washers, if you're not familiar with Kiss, these are, I left this tag on here just for the show of it. I mean, not that I need to know what it is, but this is it. Kiss Loom. Of course, this is reverse, but kisslooms.com. Anyway, they have these, I'm trying to find it where you can actually see it. These plastic washers. Okay. There's actually 7 of these real thin washers, you know, like a round donut-y disc with a hole in it and it's flat. And the more or less washers you put on there between this board with pegs on it and this board back here with pins on it, it squeezes this down and it makes the amount that your yarn has to travel bigger or smaller, and that changes your stitch size. And that's about the sum of it. And when you start working with it, you might get a little like, you know, confused at first, but after a while of working with it and you notice the stitches just come out so beautifully, there's many people who that's all they use are Kiss looms. And I like to show a variety because of what I do. So I don't exclusively use any one particular loom. But if there's one particular loom, I mean, Kiss has multiple kinds of looms, but if there's one particular brand possible, I mean, Kiss can solve a lot of those issues for you. If you're just like, I'm a one brand person, that's all I want. Well, you need to check out Kiss. And the Kiss family is very strong. So if you ever need help, they are mighty helpers. So you just have to be sure and tell yourself, be patient, because there is a learning curve. Good morning, Carol. I see she hopped on. Good morning, Lori. Yeah, Joanne, message you. Oh man, you message me, girl. You call me. And then she's back there going, no, you call me. Good morning, Connie. Melissa says, after watching your S Loom, I purchased one. Oh, good. Okay. So you love it. Yeah. And the thing is it doesn't double knit. Well, actually I have a couple of different S Loom videos. One is for Cindy Wood, and then one is for, actually I had 3, but one of them's like, I think I have it turned off. You can't see it. So I had one for DA Looms when they switched owners. That was a nightmare. And then Cindy Wood, and she has, double knitting on it, is easily available. And then the S Loom from, can't even talk, knitting board. It's not made to double knit, but I had figured out the pegs to skip, and so you can double knit, but the gauge is just kind of wonky, and so you have to use bigger yarn. So, and then there's a blog for that if you want to see it, and a little bit of video. Like me, I'm a Kiss loomer, Joanne says. Sorry, I'm behind on my comments. Nancy asks, are you going to help us learn color pooling? Nancy, I have to learn color pooling myself. From what I saw, there was a ratio fact. It's not mine. I think I saved the article, but there was a tip for people knitting, and it says, you pull out your yarn, and then you work as many stitches to your first color change. And I think your color changes have to be like 15 inches or less. So your color would go to 15 inches or stop before that and then change the next one. So technically it's variegated. But anyway, you work until that point, and then you, I think you count how many stitches that is, and then I have to go look. I can't remember, but anyway, and then that determines your cast on and your blah, 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 blah. So I really don't know. I don't know. But color pooling for the, for crochet is, you're using a H hook, a US H hook, or 5 millimeter. I'm sorry. An US H 5 millimeter hook. And then you're going to use basically a series of single crochets. So you're going to do the moss stitch or the linen stitch. And then it's a multiple of 2. And most people are doing like 24 to 28. I've even heard as high as 30 and 32. So you kind of have to start doing that. So Ada says start on color change doing chains. Well, and Ada, and when I was talking to you first is I meant like knitting wise or on a knitting loom, not on crochet. Because this isn't crochet day. This is knitting day. So, yeah, the Vintage Storehouse on YouTube has a lot of videos on loom stitches, and she almost always uses a Kiss loom. Yes. And so does the answer lady, Catherine Dubberly. And Catherine is extremely knowledgeable, I will say, and I love her stuff. And she goes by Kate. She goes by Kate and Catherine. So I love how knowledgeable she is. She's very readily available, especially in the Kiss Looms group. But I will say that the Vintage Storehouse videos are top notch. Now, she doesn't take her time and go through everything. She goes through the whole repeat process. They're very well shot and like filmed and edited as far as telling you the stitches and everything. And it's lit well and all that kind of stuff. So she does an excellent job at that. Catherine Dubberly has a different style. She's also, but I say she's very knowledgeable because she knows a lot about machine knitting. And so she can translate patterns over very easily. She works things out. So anyway, I would check out both. So let's see who else. I am reading all of your stuff. Okay. One of the things that, let's see. So I have Q&A today as well. And then, missions. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. The Bernat Stitch Along. So I got really off of subject here. So we were talking about, whoops, I just hit my light. Sorry. So we were talking about the Kiss Loom as a potential to doing the Bernat Stitch Along. So the pattern is up. I would suggest if you want to follow along the stitch along and you want to do it on the loom, I would suggest using a large gauge loom and working out. I'm thinking casting on 18 stitches. I need to check and see how many stitches I decided that would be good to start. I thought I had made notes when I started because I had started to make a sample and I'm not finding my notes. Okay, so sorry. But I would just make like a smaller sample of the stitch pattern and maybe even just like do them separately, you know, and then you'll have a better idea when we decide what's best for the loom. And I don't have permission yet to do like the stitch along on the loom from Bernat, but I am blogging for them. But they asked me to do it on needles. And so I'm fulfilling my commitment. So anyway, hey, good morning, Kay from Texas. Well, good morning from Texas to Texas. Melissa says, I've given up on my Sheen flatbed, drives me nuts. Oh my gosh. Melissa, I have an ultimate sweater machine. That sucker is in the garage. I should have taken it back immediately. It gave me fits. I'm telling you, I watched the video over and over. I read the instructions. I redid my machine. I did all kinds of things. Y'all notice that I never did a review on the Ultimate Sweater Machine. That is why. Oh my gosh. I used the wax thing that came with it to get it to work. Oh, I really wanted to learn machine knitting at that time. And I know I should have just splurged and got me like a Brother knitting machine or something, or one of the, there's a ton of them out there, but it's such an investment. Wow. So anyway, Kathleen, good morning. British Columbia. Hi, how are you? Melissa says, I've been told they're easy, but you can't get them in Australia. This Ultimate Sweater Machine are easy? No. I mean, like, I think they're made because they have plastic parts and they're moving parts. I think that you're better off buying something that's all metal. Oh, Carol is commenting, she says, I never could get mine to work. Now I have an Addy just waiting for son-in-law to make me a stand. So that's Carol. She is commenting on Good Knit Kisses. I don't have an Addy. I want to get an Addy King. I would really like to do that. So, yeah, I would like to do that. But the Ultimate Sweater Machine is the ultimate, like, bad purchase right now that's sitting in my garage. I even bought, like, the extra, like, add-on carriage thing or whatnot. And I'm ticked at myself for not taking it back to Joann's. I've had it for like 2 years. Someone told me, oh, you can take it back, but y'all have like major guilt stuff. Like, I never even went back to Michael's and tried to get money back, for the thing. So I just, I feel icky. I can't. I mean, whatever. Other people can do that. I can't. So it just sits there, and now I feel guilty in the garage. I hate to give it to somebody or sell it to somebody knowing that it's like just drove me bonkers. So, oh, thank you, Laura, for the compliment. Misty, thank you for the compliment on my hat. One of my favorites. Nikki, you've made 50 plus projects on the USM. Definitely a learning curve and need to do a few hacks to get set up. Yeah. I'm sure it's great. I am sure it's great. I am sure that because plastic parts that are machine moving, they tend to be, well, even plastic, like plastic looms, you can get a good batch and you can get a bad batch. And I'm just saying, because, you get plastic things and sometimes a little goopy mess somewhere. And if it's a fraction off and it doesn't like run smooth on certain things, it just will catch every time. And it's like, that's what was doing that for me. Cause so there's some kind of moving part that was catching and it would just get hung up. And I decided cursing wasn't in the best interest of my family. So, Carol says, yeah, the Addy birthday gift was last year. Ellie's saving up for an Addy. All right. Hey, Kate, good morning. Or Katie, good morning from Texas to Nova Scotia, Canada. Kate Breton. Bridget Marie says, is Addy a new product? No, it's not new because you never heard of it. Oh, like a week ago? Okay. Addy, do you know the people named Skacel? Skacel? They also make Addy Turbo Needles. You may have heard of Turbo Needles. They are not in reach, or I would show them to you. I've got some Addy Turbos. But they make the Addy knitting machine, and it's a circular machine, and you can make like socks or little hats or like a long tube scarf. You can knit up this big long tube and then cut it off, and then you can actually cut them and then like sew them in different places and make a whole bunch of hats from one long thing, or you can make sew up the ends and make a scarf, a tube scarf, all kinds of things you can do with them. But the Addy King is bigger for like a normal size hat. and I would love a sock machine. I would actually like to do that because I don't like doing socks on the loom. I would like one that goes faster so I can crank it and be like, go faster. But then you have to stop and do the heel and the toe. So, you love my hat, Carol. Thank you. I want to know how to make it. It's your money. This huge business, they can absorb and return the cost. Well, it's been way too long. I don't even know if I have the receipt. Yeah, Addy's all plastic. Yes, Addy is all plastic. However, Addy seems to have that down pretty good. The company Skacel, from what I understand, they stand behind their products pretty well. And if you are not satisfied, you just let them know and they switch it out. I got to meet one of their marketing guys at Stitches last year, Stitches, Texas. And really nice guy, very informative. And anyway, seems to me they're doing pretty good. Susie, she's on here sometimes, and she may come and see this later, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, I missed this whole conversation and I could have just, anyway, she does a lot on the Addy. So, Katie says, sorry, don't know why my good morning posted so many times. Oh, did it post a bunch? I didn't even see. Jeannie says, my husband wants to know if the knitting board company is legit. Yeah. Authentic knitting board. Yeah. They are legit. They do make their looms are made in China now. However, it is a company that's run by a mother and daughter, and they're on opposite sides of America. The warehouse is where the mom is, and she started I believe she started a company, Pat Novak. And Pat, if you go on the Knitting Board YouTube channel, many of the old videos will have Pat, and I love to see her aged hands and her sweet voice, her wonderful voice. It is actually very soothing to me. It reminds me of a family member of mine, and I told her the other day I had to actually call up there, and she answered the phone. I'm like, Pat, your voice is just like butter. I just like hearing it. It's like calling home or something. And so anyway, they're very nice. The customer, they will, if there's a problem, they will turn around and make it right. If you feel like you have been like sidelined, waysided, whatever, just send them another message, because the message could have gotten lost or whatever. But anyway, Pat runs the warehousing, and Kim, her daughter, does all the marketing, and you see their stuff on HSN, and she goes, like, you might actually see her on HSN stuff. Addy does have awesome product support. That's great to hear, Melissa. Hey, Alicia. Melissa says the lady after the stand for her Addy, just take the seat off an old stool and attach your Addy. Put a salad spinner in the bottom. That's good to know. I've seen people do a table tray, and then someone cuts a hole in the table tray and uses that. So that's something else. Anyway, okay, so that is what is going on with that. Let me see. I was going to tell y'all a little bit about something, and I was waiting for my program to pop up. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Sorry, while I go and try and find it. By the way, there are already 80 entries into the book for Kathy Norris. Yeah, I think that's 80. I'm looking at the number. And so, man, if you want to get in your deal, go watch the book review video after this. I know it's flipped. Loom Knit Stitch Dictionary, and by Kathy Norris, and then she's giving away 2, one international, one states, and then I will let her know the address of the winners. Sorry, I keep looking over. I'm trying to find something in my mail to tell you. I was trying to get permission to give some more information. So you guys know that I'm going on this mission trip, right? And the mission trip is... I'm sorry, I'm really trying to find this information. The mission trip is not this coming Friday, it's the following one after that. And, oh, good gravy. Where is this email? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Samantha. I'm looking for an email from Samantha. Sorry. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to go to this website, and I'm going to read off, because what I was trying to do is I was trying to find the information, but I can't tell you everything. So, I was waiting for confirmation, but, okay, sorry. I'm talking brokenly, and I'm not okay, yes, the women's shelter one. I'm so sorry. Let me just Misty says, I'm always amazed by how much knowledge you have. Oh gosh, hon. We all have knowledge is in our back pocket. I don't know. I just regurgitated bits and pieces. I know a little bit about a bunch of different things, but, I just teach what I can and tell you what I know. And then if I don't know, I'll try and find out, unless I forget and have a squirrel moment. Yes, the women's shelter one. Okay, so let me get back to this. Okay, let me start back over. So I am going, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I think that's the 13th or whatever day that is. Anyway, so I go very early in the morning. So I will not have a social media Friday a week from this Friday. I won't have a live broadcast. we are going on this trip, and what we are doing is we will be working with and ministering to women and children who are rescued from trafficking, women who are actively prostitutes, and giving them what I know it sounds weird, but they call it a prostitute bag. I mean, it doesn't actually say that on the bag, but it's like, it's filled with like goodies and like, shampoo and soap and toothbrush, toothpaste, and all kinds of other things and goodies for them, and like actual goodies, not just essentials. And then we go door to door at Hourly Motel and just go and hand them a bag and, talk to them, and we're there for them. And so you guys pray for us if you are a praying person. And, but we will also be going to this, one central location, and then the ladies and any kids or whoever who are in safe houses are invited to come see us. We will also be ministering to and helping out the staff, who is there. And then one of the days we'll be going to correctional facilities. So we'll be going to a prison and chatting with women who were incarcerated for, soliciting for prostitution and other, other things, and basically loving on and ministering to these people. And then also part of their ministry is they also minister to children and people who are at risk for that. So it's like a very full circle thing. And it's all about eradicating all of this sex industry culture in that city. And the only reason why I haven't said the city is because I don't want to jeopardize anything of what they're doing. However, they actually have a fundraiser going on, and I think it's on the 10th coming up. And I really wanted to be able to provide a link and tell people about it and let them know, if you want to give to it, you can. I'm not giving of it to my money, like money wise right now. I am actually obviously giving my time, at this moment, because of course, money wise, I've actually paid for my trip. I didn't have anybody sponsor me. I just paid for it outright. And so the reason why I'm answering this today is because someone on my replay asked me a question last week on Loom Knitting Tuesday to tell me more about how I got involved in the missions. So how I got involved is I'm involved at my church. And the church that I go to is Gateway Church. You may or may not have heard of it. There's a lot of songs that have come out of it. One of our worship pastors is Carrie Job. She is a Christian worship leader. We also have Rita Springer on staff now. There's several other worship leaders that actually were there. Tim Shepard, actually his daughter, Jessica, she's been playing piano with us for a long time. And now I think she's starting to record. We have a lot of worship recording artists who are on staff, but they just kind of were attracted to coming to Gateway. But the main reason why I'm there is to listen to Pastor Robert Morris, and that's our main pastor. And then we have like satellite campuses. So I don't go to like this big campus in South Lake. I go to a smaller campus in North Fort Worth, and that campus like feels kind of homey, and it's smaller and everything. And then we have live satellite, like we see them, and then our campus has their own worship team. And but at that campus, the particular campus I'm with, our women's pastor decided she wanted to go to New York, and they fed the homeless and they did other things. And then she also wanted to go do this. And when I heard about the trafficking, I really wanted to go, and my heart just went, oh, I need to make scarves and shawls for these ladies. And so, I told everybody the day I found out about it, and I was like, hey, I want to go on this thing, and I really would like to do this, but I don't think that I can do that all myself, especially with the workload that I have and everything. And I had asked them, and they finally told me, said, well, maybe like 30, because I had asked, how many I need. So I actually need to go to the post office. I've delayed it for a few days just due to schedule stuff. So after this, I'm going to go run out to the post office, and of course I'll do a live video and unwrap it all in front of you again if you want to see. But if someone is supposed to send like 15 items or more, I couldn't really tell by the way it was written if it was like 15 hats and scarf combinations plus another set of 15 shawls or something. I was like, whoa, that's outstanding. So I'm going to go and give this to them. And, basically loving on people where they are. I'm not going to be preachy. I'm not going to be like here's the Bible and this is what you need to do. No, I'm just going to be what we call it, the hands and feet of Jesus. Just go love on people and just take care of them. That's really what I'm doing. And just hear their story. My story is that I was sexually abused, starting at the age, groomed at age 4, sexually abused at the age of 5 and 6 and up for several years. And, then, endured other things through my life. And so I have recently gotten more and more healing and closure on some things. And, even though that person has never apologized to me, I can, psychologically forgive them, but of course I have boundaries too. So, but I can, because of certain healing that I've gone through, I feel like now I'm at a place where I can actually like have a conversation with someone and like really learn how to identify with them, where I'm not actually thinking about me the whole time. I'm actually able to completely empathize with them and, really, really be there to care. And, I know it sounds weird, but not be superficial about it, because, when we're still hurting and we haven't really fully addressed something in our life, you can't fully embrace somebody else. You can go, oh my gosh, I am there with you. I know. And then you start to want to tell them your story. I don't want to go to help somebody and tell them my story. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to identify with somebody, but I'm not there to preach at them. I'm just here to be like, hey, I love you. I really do. Whatever you need, and I'm sure I'm still going to be changed when I come back, but I'm not going for me. I'm going for them. Even if it's one person and they know what a treasure they are and that they have been purchased. They have been bought, And not by a man, you know what I mean? God loves them where they are. We have to choose to go to him. He's just right around the corner. And I didn't mean to make this preachy or anything to you, but it's all about love. And, I watched a video on their website. I really, really wish I could share this with you, the website name, but it's really good. And, the women actually talk about it who are truly touched. And, it's really, really nice to see that. They even have I have a program for women who come out of the prostitution, like some of them, now when you're trafficked, you're at risk for turning to prostitution because you think that's your only hope. Or if you're a child out of that, you think that that's your only choice. But so when people choose to come out of, prostitution, they actually have this, I'm trying to remember what they called it, like an academy sort of thing for a period of time where they actually like help them with life skills and skills for a job. They train them and then they end up getting a job and they have a place to live. They have free health care. They really take care of these people. So, I already knew I was going, sorry, that's my phone call for all the political junk. I'm not going to answer. It's just going to keep ringing. But I know, oh my gosh, train of thought, y'all. I just know that I want to go, and I knew I wanted to go. And then when I started reading and about all of the site, because I hadn't actually seen the site yet, I just knew what my trusted leaders that were taking me, because I very much trust them. So when I started reading it, I'm like bawling the other day. Anyway, but they're having their fundraising, and so if you want to know privately, I could tell you the link. I think that would be okay, until they tell me. And then if they tell me I can share the link, then I'm going to be like, everybody go and look at this thing. So, oh, thank you, Misty. It's Mitzi. I'm sorry. I've been calling you Misty. I'm so sorry. I was flipping the letters. Yeah, I'm going with everybody. And one of the girls that, actually she knew me from YouTube, and she had, I had invited her because I found out she was local. She's been coming to my knit group. She and I are actually going together, and I'm really excited about that. And a few of the ladies that I went through this program called Mending the Soul. And if you want to check out the book, it's called Mending the Soul. And that's the program that I went through for greater healing and what I experienced. Anyway, several of those ladies are actually coming. So I'm just like, wow, because we all had some similar experiences. And so really, really good. I've got a bag back here of some things. I think I've got like 21 items so far. And then if I go pick up this bag that's got 15, I think I'm going to be good. But if I still receive stuff, I'm still going to be taking it. And of course, if things keep rolling in, what I'll do is I'll put together a package or see if I can make a special trip out another time to do that. But if you can join with me, even if you can't join in money wise or knit wise or crochet wise, if you enjoy me, if you care about these ladies and care about us and the team, if you could be praying for us, that's how you can be part of this mission. If you can pray for me and pray for my team and our journey, like right now, starting right now, because it's like we come under attack. It's just, my husband and I have fought and everything. I'm like, oh, I know this is not you. Well, like I know this is not normal. And so, anyway, well, we're going to be going on this trip. And then, but while we're there and then on our way back for safety, we will be going to some places that could be dangerous. When we go to the hourly motel that we'll be going to, there can be pimps watching and people who own these people who are actively forcing them into prostitution. Those people are constantly watching their moves. And so we need protection and prayer. So thank you guys for the hearts. And thanks for letting me turn my little loom knitting thing into a longer thing and talk about this. I appreciate someone asking me. If it offends you, I'm sorry it offends you. I love you anyway. Okay? So no matter what you think or say, I'm going to love you anyway. Even if you get me upset and mad, it doesn't matter. God still loves you. He loves me. And all these people are worth something. And so are you. So if you haven't heard it today, you are beautiful and you are loved and you are a treasure. No matter what your circumstance is, no matter how you feel about yourself, you really are. You really are. You are here for a purpose. So thank you guys. Thank you for praying for us, Joanne. I really, really appreciate it. We have about 20 people on our team. I wish I could tell you all their names right now, but Alicia says these women think that the only way they can make money is they're trying to get out. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So that's why I call it Pink Missions. Our women's ministry, we're now going back to calling it women's ministry, but our women's ministry used to be called Pink. And so that's why it was called Pink Mission. So, Pam, thank you so much. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Stephanie. I truly appreciate it. So, thank you, Ellie. Y'all are wonderful. I love seeing your faces, your faces really, because your little faces pop up whenever when you write, but your faces every day. Thanks, Patty. Well, all right. Oh, and Patty, I have to tell you something funny. One of our pastors, he goes by the nickname Coach, and his wife is named Patty. So every time I see Patty Coach, I think of them. And I'm going to tell y'all one quick thing, because if you don't think pastors are funny and they have a sense of humor, you're going to love this. So when I was, Carol, thank you. Love you bunches too. So y'all, here's a funny thing to leave you with. So we have this thing that was started in this old church, and many of those people now go to Gateway. And if you've been married like 25 years or more, then they have these different couples like host a prayer shower over a new couple. So instead of like a regular wedding shower, they call it a prayer shower, and they bring one gift with a special meaning to it. And then they talk about the meaning, and they also bring like a dessert, and they bring the recipe for the dessert to give to them to keep in their little, recipe book. And so this prayer shower, and then everybody prays over them. And of course it's a Christian thing. And anyway, it's just a thing we do locally. I don't know if anybody else does it. And we always like to film it and of course write it down, what everyone says. Well, Coach and Patty, Coach used to be a coach. He's actually a pastor, but his name's Gene. But we call him Coach. So anyway, Coach and Patty give a picnic basket. And they're like, here's your picnic basket. And we're like, oh yeah, picnic basket. So it's important to go and have picnics together. And they're like, yeah, so here's the deal. So when you first get married, you may like be so poor, you really can't do anything. Like we had it to where we had no money when we got married, and it was really, really hard to go do anything and go out and spend that extra money on it because money was tight. So what we did is we had a picnic in our house. We're like, oh, that's sweet. And he goes, no. You have a naked picnic. So you should have seen the room. Everyone was like, oh, yeah. So of course it's before kids, you're newlywed, and they go, and of course in your mind you're like, okay, I'm trying not to see this pastor naked, So if you don't think pastors can have fun, and tell you, because hey, it's biblical. Come on now. If you don't think it's biblical to have sex with your spouse, then there's something wrong with you. So anyway, that's good stuff. You'll have to tell somebody that story. Yep. Prayer showers and naked picnics. Anyway, all right. Well, now that I left you with some fun stuff instead of some crying or weepy stuff, but thanks y'all for praying for me. I appreciate it, and my team. And until we get back. So we'll be coming back late that Sunday night. So a week from, not this weekend, but the next. So anyway, yeah, God created humor. He has to. He created me. He has to be funny. Absolutely has to be funny. So anyway, I love you all. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Be sure and check out that blog, and y'all give some hearts, man. If you see something on the blog you love, especially Carol wrote it. Carol's on here, huh? Then give her some love too. All right. Bye, y'all.